How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on Dixie for the daily, we do have indecision. We did try to break down, but we pushed forward, so this could be positive. If followed by a strong green candle, we could see the bulls gain strength. That would be negative for crypto. Usually when Dixie goes up, crypto goes down. Right now, remember, at some point, they may become more related. VWAP is breaking through that neutral, that yellow wave. Momentum is pushing down with a red dot as that VWAP drops. As that momentum drops, money flow will deepen into the red, and we are seeing stochastic drop, bringing RSI and price lower. So I would watch that price does want to round forward. So if stochastic can remain in this overbought area, we could continue forward and see it round forward. But as that stochastic drops below 30, remember that's usually bearish. And then above 30 is usually bullish. So over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we are seeing a little bit of a gap down, so I would watch. I could pull us up for a gap forward. Remember, usually when you break a gap, you have 80% likelihoods to fill that gap. So that could set us up to drop further down, then fill that gap later, jump up and see Bitcoin do better than total. Bitcoin dominance is just representative of Bitcoin versus altcoins. So Bitcoin dominance is weakening. That means altcoins may do better than Bitcoin. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to go up or altcoins had to go up. It doesn't mean they had to go down. It just means how they will do comparative. Momentum does want to round away. Stochastic is dropping. VWAP does want to hold bearish. And money flow is starting to pull back. If that continues, we're likely going to continue lower and see total do better than Bitcoin, meaning our altcoins will do better than Bitcoin. Over on total for the daily, remember our market cap of all of our altcoins is total. RSI is pulling back, stochastic is pulling back, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, money flow is bearish, so I would watch. That could set us up for some further losses. Over on this 4 hour, we do have lower highs with lower lows. They do not connect very well, so that's not a descending channel. It's more of that bearish continuation. Stochastic is dropping, RSI is pulling back. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, and money flow is favoring bearish as well. As that continues, we're likely going to continue to see the daily weaken. Over on the 2 hour, VWAP is breaking with a lower low, so I would watch. This could start a new bearish trend. Momentum is bearish, and money flow does want to break down, so watch that VWAP close. If it continues to push down, we're likely going to continue to sell off. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is pushing up. VWAP does want to break bullish, but I would watch that wave. If that wave does not create a strong high wave, like back here, then we could end up breaking down. If it's a weak wave like back here, it's likely we could push down like we did back there. Momentum does want to push forward. We do have a green dot as that VWAP is breaking bullish. Again, just watch it very close. Stochastic does want to push up, and RSI is trying to gain strength. Over on Bitcoin futures, we are invalidating our rising channel, so the rising channel did want to push us up, and now we are breaking down. We will delete this. That doesn't mean we can't push forward from here, but we did say there was a higher chance of us breaking down. We'll also get rid of all this other stuff over here. We don't have that double top. We don't have that rising bull flag anymore, so all of that's pretty much played out. Clean up our chart, that way it's a little easier to read. So what we do have is a 300 EMA right around that 51.7 and a gap right around that 61K. So we do have those levels of resistance and support respective, or support and resistance respective. Stochastic wants to pull back, RSI is dropping, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, and money flow is favoring bearish. So I would watch. If we do not see that VWAP reverse here, we are likely going to push down through that support area of that 250 EMA, that gray EMA, and push to our 300 EMA, the black line. Over on the 4 hour here, we are continuing below our EMA band, so that is a break of the band and showing how when you break that band, bears do tend to gain control and push you lower. Our stochastic is starting to drop away, that double line, RSI is pulling back as a result. The red line, VWAP, that yellow wave is favoring bearish with lower lows. After we rejected a cross to the bullish side, momentum is dropping, that blue wave, and money flow is deepening in the red, so we do have more sell-off as that VWAP favors bearishly. As that VWAP continues to drop here, we're likely going to see money flow remain red and weaken that daily, resulting in further sell-off, and futures does lead Bitcoin, so we're likely going to see that in Bitcoin. Remember, futures won't trade over the weekend. Stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is pulling back, VWAP does have lower lows with lower highs, so we do have a bearish trend. That bearish trend could bring momentum lower and cause money flow to continue to sell off. Over on our 1 hour, we did reject across of that 57, and we rejected pretty brutally. RSI is pulling back, stochastic speed down, VWAP is favoring bearish. We do want to approach that neutral, but we're struggling to break through and hold. Momentum does want to push up, and the money flow is pulling back, so if that VWAP does not cross and hold above that neutral without breaking after retesting, then we likely will see a further sell-off. So over on Bitcoin, probably a lot of the same. We did break our support level, so I would watch. This could be positive for us. Unlike futures, we do have a double bottom, so a drop, a rise, a drop, and then a rise, and that could set us up for a further push up. If we zoom out here, you would measure your neckline from where your rises would connect, so roughly right there, everything's in my way. And then you would measure from your neck to your head, apply that up, and that would give you your break up point. So that could give us a new high of 81 and a half roughly. So that would be a pretty decent push forward. Our RSI is starting to curl back. Stochastic is dropping, VWAP does want to pull back, momentum is dropping, and money flow is breaking bearish, so I would exercise caution. If we can see a further strong green candle after this long lower shadow on this 4 hour, that could give us a bullish confirmation. That bullish confirmation could help push us toward that 57. Then we need to break above that and hold if we're going to continue along this bullish pattern. VWAP is favoring bearish, so keep that in mind. Momentum is pulling back. Money flow does want to push up despite VWAP favoring bearish, so watch that VWAP close on lower time frames. Over on the 2 hour, we are overall seeing lower highs with lower lows, so we are trending down, but we want to pull forward. We do have an indecision though, so this indecision could make us break down if that VWAP rejects across to the bullish side. Momentum does want to push forward here, but with that VWAP struggling, I would watch very close. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic and RSI do want to push forward. Our VWAP is bullish, momentum wants to push forward. We do have a double green dot, but as that VWAP isn't very strong, I would just watch very close. If that VWAP rounds away, we still could see momentum curl, bringing our money flow lower and making a further sell-off. However, if that VWAP does stay above this neutral here, we could get higher highs with higher lows. Those higher highs with higher lows would cause momentum to push forward. Money flow could then gain strength, and we could continue along this pattern. So that's what you want to watch for. You want to watch if that VWAP holds bullish or not. So over on graph for the daily, we did invalidate our bullish channel here as well, which does sound bearish. It's a descending channel, but descending channels push you up, and rising channels bring you down. So not everything that's good is bad, not everything that's bad is good. So over on the daily here, we did reject that EMA, that 5 EMA, so we did reject our lowest EMA. Stochastic is pulling back, RSI is selling off, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is pulling back, money flow is selling off, so I would watch. Overall, that daily is not too positive. The 4 hour, we do have lower highs with lower lows that don't really connect, so that's more of that bearish continuation. That bearish continuation could help push us down toward that 1157. RSI is pulling back, stochastic selling off, VWAP is rejecting that neutral, momentum is pulling back, and money flow is favoring bearish. So overall, I would watch the lower time frames. If they don't start a new bullish trend, it's likely we could continue lower, but on the 2 hour, we do have a gap above us. So if we do continue lower, that is positive, because that would be an area of resistance that we have an 80% likelihood to come back to and fill. So stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is selling off, our VWAP does have lower lows. I would watch if that VWAP rejects or gets lower highs. We could see the bears remain in control, pushing momentum lower and causing money flow to continue to sell off. Over on the 1 hour, we do have several gaps above us, so again, that is positive. RSI is starting to pull back, stochastic does want to push up. That VWAP did break bullish, but it's a very weak break. Watch that VWAP close. If it pulls back here, momentum will remain bearish. Money flow will continue to sell off, and higher time frames will start to pull back. Over on Ankr for the daily, one of the ones that loves to gap around. So over on the daily, we do have indecision with this doji candle. We have a wick that's the same on the top and bottom. That's an indecision doji candle. RSI is pulling back, stochastic is starting to push down. We do have orange above blue. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is pulling back, and money flow is favoring bearish as well, so I would exercise caution. Over on the 4 hour, we have lower highs with lower lows. They do not connect anymore, so this is a bearish continuation that could bring us lower. Stochastic is dropping, RSI is following. VWAP is rejecting neutral, causing momentum and money flow to drop, which will weaken price if that does not reverse. Over on the 2 hour, we do have a long lower shadow here, followed by a green candle. This is positive. If we can continue forward and break these EMAs and continue above them, then we could push up toward our 2338, see bullish momentum, and see a run forward, just like we said on that double bottom for Bitcoin. VWAP does want to break that neutral, momentum does want to push up, stochastic is trying to push up, and RSI does want to gain strength. So if we see that 82k, 81.5k Bitcoin, we could see a run up for our altcoins here as well. And with dominance looking bad and this run up possibility being in play, that means our altcoins could run up better than Bitcoin for once. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP does want to push up, momentum is gaining strength, and money flow does want to push forward, so that does look positive. Over on XRP, I did not fix our band here, so I will fix that. We'll zoom out all the way here, pull this over, if it lets me. So we'll pull that all the way over here, and then we can zoom back in. So this is on a very long time history, that's why you can't see where the tops and bottoms are connected. But we did reject that 54 cent, so that 54 is a major support. It's also our 300 EMA level, so we rejected both, and we are continuing down. RSI is pulling back, stochastic is selling off, VWAP is pulling back, momentum is dropping, and money flow does want to break down, so the daily doesn't look positive. I would watch for a push down toward that 48. Remember, this 52 and our 50 cents are our next support areas. We did bounce off the 50. But if we end up breaking these and rejecting them, we have our 48.45, then our 38.35 zone. So over on the 4 hour, RSI does want to push up. Stochastic doesn't look very strong though, so RSI could pull back if that stochastic does not reverse. VWAP is pulling back. We are favoring bearish. Momentum is dropping. Money flow is bearish. So I would watch lower time frames. If they don't reverse, it's likely we could continue lower. VWAP on the 2 hour does want to push forward. I would watch for a higher high. If we get a higher high here, we could see momentum push up. This rounding bottom could gain some momentum with that long lower shadow followed by the green candle we're seeing. Then we could push up toward our 54, and if we can break that, we could run forward. But if that VWAP does not hold above this neutral, that will not be likely, and we would continue to reject away, pushing toward our supports we mentioned. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic does want to push up, VWAP is pushing forward, our money flow does want to push up, but if that VWAP does not stay bullish, our momentum and money flow could round away. Money flow is pushing up, watch for it to go from red to green. If it can, and if it holds for several hours, we could strengthen higher time frames, but again, that's dependent on that yellow wave, our VWAP, staying bullish, pushing our blue wave momentum up, and giving our money flow, the red wave, the strength to go from red to green and push through that neutral. So over on ALGO, last but not least, unless there's any requests, we do have this descending channel here as well. It could invalidate just like the rest of the market did, but we're not going to delete it yet. RSI does want to pull back, stochastic is starting to pull back with orange above blue, so I would watch that could continue to drop us lower. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is pulling back, money flow is starting to break down, so I would watch. Over on our 4 hour, we do have lower highs with lower lows. They do somewhat connect. That's how we have our channel. Stochastic is pulling back with orange above blue. That's a bearish cross. RSI is dropping. VWAP is breaking that neutral after trying to favor bullish. So we tried to cross bullish and hold, and we failed. I would watch that close. Momentum does want to drop, and money flow is starting to weaken. If that VWAP does not reverse soon and hold successfully, it's likely we would continue lower. Stochastic does want to drop away, RSI is pulling back, our VWAP does have lower lows, and we're favoring bearish, so I would watch. Momentum is dropping, and money flow is causing a bit of a break here. I would watch. If that money flow does not break through and hold, it's likely we will continue lower. We do have a red candle, unlike the rest of the market that has the green candle. This red candle could give us further bearish momentum. We are trying to invalidate that with a green candle, but I would watch for a rejection of that EMA. If we reject our green EMA, this is likewise for all of our coins. If we reject that green EMA we're approaching, then it's likely we could continue a bearish trend with lower highs and lower lows. momentum does want to curl forward. So if that VWAP can break that neutral, that would be positive, but I would keep an eye on that VWAP close. Over on the 1 hour here, we are trying to bounce forward off the bottom of our channel. We do have 2 touches to the bottom, so the next time we hit the top, we want to break. If we do not, it's likely we could round away, come back to the bottom, and see an invalidation and a break to the downside. Our side does want to push up, it is flat, but stochastic is running forward. Stochastic did lose momentum, so if stochastic stays above 30 from here, we could see our side bring price higher. VWAP does want to break bullish, so watch for higher highs and higher lows from here. If we get higher highs and higher lows and favor bullishly, momentum will push up and money flow will gain strength. It will strengthen higher time frames and help give us that run forward. But if that VWAP gets a lower high here, that wave doesn't get as high as this wave back here, then we could see a new bearish trend that would cause momentum to reject away, money flow would reject across, and we would see a sell-off. So watch those 2 scenarios. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night.